Hello again, my friends. So, welcome back. We are going to be continuing our individual videos for these new characters released in the Vampire Portal that came out, the Sanguine Festival, or Sanguine Summon, or whatever they wanted to call this thing. There are some very interesting things, and we did already do the yellow one last time, so we'll get into the red one this time around. This one, Elyzabel de Tuillieres. Anyway, she seems to be the cream of the crop, so we'll start out with that, but let's talk about why this might be the case. So, first things first, we have the Druid class. Druid class is going to create additional Thorn minions when they possibly take damage. It's a very interesting way to go. And then the family bonus, a reminder for those that have not seen this before, the Fleur de Sang character marks the enemy with the highest remaining HP at the beginning of each turn, with 1 stack of Blood Lily. What does the Blood Lily do? Well, it's going to do 10 damage to the target per stack of Blood Lily, and then it's going to give that much life to split evenly among the characters that you have on your team from the Fleur de Sang family. So if you have multiple characters, it will split that. If you only have one, it's all going to go to the one specific character you have from this family. So, first things first, that's not like overly exciting in and of itself. It's only putting 1 stack up per turn on the target with the highest HP. So you don't get to pick who it is. It's just going to go to the highest HP, and it's doing 10 damage per stack. It's not going to be that significant on its own, but they do have that passive, the Sanguine mark, which is going to play off of the Blood Lily stacks. So all damage from normal attacks and special skills dealt by this character is increased by 5% per Blood Lily stack on the target. That's pretty cool. So as it continues to stack on their targets, she will be doing more damage percentage to those targets, which is very cool as well. But it says very specifically this character. So this is not a damage buff that's going to increase for your entire team, but rather only for this character or characters from this family is another way of putting it, since they all have this passive. So just keep that in mind. It is a cool damage buff, but it only applies to damage from this family. Now, next up, we have our Aether Power of Fiend Resist. Fiend Resist is a pretty nice way to go, especially for this character. And I say that because this character is a minion creator, so it's nice to be immune from fiends so that they're not necessarily replacing minions you're trying to create, and so on and so forth. Plus, also it helps against the vegetables, which are a new menace within our wars, etc. So just keep in mind this Fiend Resist is pretty potent against them as well. Down here into the special department, operating at average speed, we get Precious Pets. This is going to deal 465% damage to the target and nearby enemies. All allies then become immune to new effects that prevent the use of special skills for 4 turns. Summons a Sanguine Bat minion for all allies with 25% HP and 30% attack. Oops, sorry about that. Attack inherited from the caster, and then the target hit by the Sanguine Bat minion is marked with a Blood Lily. So, let's get into it. Why is this character good? What makes her special? What's not so exciting about her? We'll go through all of that right now. So, the Blood Lilies, especially with this character, become a little bit more significant, mostly because she's going to create these minions for the entire team that, when they strike, are going to continue to stack more Blood Lily. This is, I think, the sole reason that she is the most sought after of these new characters, is her ability to do faster Blood Lily stacking compared to the other two, which will only create the 1 Blood Lily stack each turn. This does make her significantly more exciting, in my personal opinion, as well. It also is nice that she is doing a solid 465% hit to 3. That's a pretty good hit to 3. That will definitely hurt, especially with her very reasonable attack stat here. And then also, she is going to give all allies immunity to new effects that prevent the use of special skills for 4 turns. What effects are those? Well, we're talking things like Silence or Paralyze, things like that. Unfortunately, Mindless doesn't really count because Mindless still allows them to use their special skill. It just replaces their special skill with something else. Same thing with Bernadette. Bernadette's Cursed Paintings, that will still land because it doesn't stop you from using your special skill. It just replaces your special skill with something else. So you got to be careful with the technicalities involved in that, but still a very cool ability to kind of block that as well. And the minions are nothing that exciting. 25% HP and 30% attack is a pretty standard minion, but the stacking of the Blood Lily is cool. So let's go ahead and do our rating. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to go ahead and say, gosh, you know what? I want to give her a higher rating than 8, but she might not be. She might just be an 8 as well. And it's not that she isn't good. She's still a hit 3. She creates minions for your team. But what took me a moment to realize, and took me a time or two of reading this special, is that her passive really only increases damage to her family with the Blood Lilies. I used to think that it increased damage for everybody to do damage to them, but it really just this family. So that limits some of her effectiveness. I'm willing to drop her down because of that and say that she's most likely like a high 8. but I don't know if I would give her a 9. Like she's cusping on it though. Like I think she might end up being that useful, especially in a tanking role because of the additional health she might pull off these blood lilies. But I also think that these minions are easy enough to take out that there won't be as much blood lily stacking as you might hope. And I'm pretty sure there is probably a max stack of 10. Yeah, yeah, max stack of 10. So at most, even if you get the full 10 stacks on there, they're only taking 100 damage per turn. She's only healing for... Yeah, I'm leaving her at the 8. It's interesting, it's fun, but it's not that powerful. Okay, thanks for tuning in, guys. We will catch you next time.